here at X Golf Chesapeake to try to share a little bit more wisdom about the golf swing. I want to talk today about the finish and how to follow through in the golf swing. Over the last several days, I've done some videos discussing the downswing and the strike and how to hit with power and how to kind of get ourselves into position in that way. There is a huge part of that missing right now because we haven't discussed. We've talked about how to get our elbow in front of us, how to get our hands in position, how to execute the strike, how to start our backswing down by getting from the backswing position, the top of the backswing position, how to start our forward swing by using our legs. Right, we're rotating, screwing ourselves into the ground, putting pressure into the ground to get it in front of us, and then we're shoving our elbow in front of us. We've talked about some of those things. And that gets us in a good position. Once again, it's going to look something like this. We get back here into a good position to start the downswing. We sit and screw into the ground over our right side, right? And at the same time, we shove our elbow in front of us, in front of our sternum, underneath our sternum here, okay? So we can get in a position to achieve the strike with the back of our left hand and with the palm of our right hand, right? So we know how to get to the ball now. How do we get through the ball? It's a good question, right? And there's some different feels that it's probably important that you have. You've got a left hand, a left arm, you've got a right hand and a right arm. Some of us will use left side keys, some of us will use right side keys. I think it's important for us to use them together and understand how our body works together, especially our hands and our arms, how this works together through the impact area. Also, you must understand that the impact area is not at a point of full extension unless you're kind of hitting a pitch shot, a short pitch shot. A full swing impact area, the point of extension is going to be somewhere after you hit the golf ball, hopefully 2-3 feet after. Okay, because that's going to allow you to continue to extend all the way through the impact area, keep the ball on the face, and drive it down the target line. Hopefully that makes some sense. In other words, we're going to get back here, we're going to screw into the ground, we're going to force our elbow in front of us. Now we're going to be here. Now, because we're in this really, really strong position and our head's still behind the golf ball here, we're going to apply the hit, but continue to turn, and you can see that my hands are kind of still ahead of the golf club here, okay? We're going to apply the hit, pointing down, right? We talked about pointing. We're going to apply the hit, and we're going to turn all the way through, and you can see that the golf club stays on the line of the path of where we want the golf ball to travel. It stays on that line for a long period of time as you're rotating. Now, I'm not forcing my arms and trying to go like this to push the club down the line. I'm rotating to the left, but because of how I started the downswing with my hips, I go here, now everything's in front of me, the club is lagging, and so as I continue to rotate, the club goes down the line despite itself, okay? This is huge, because as you go through and you get to that point of extension, bang, that means for that 2-3 feet, that golf ball is almost on the face. So you're mashing that thing and you're driving it down the line. Creates massive spin, creates massive power, creates massive compression on the golf ball. And this is what we want. This is what a tour player does. I mean, any really good ball striker, this is kind of how they do it. Okay, so I want you to feel that. Now, the biggest thing is the acceleration. Most of us don't accelerate. We think about all these static positions, right? Well, I'm going to get here, I'm going to get here, I'm going to get all these different perfect stat. I'm going to finish like Hogan, whatever, or Tiger or whomever you want to, emulate. But the thing is these static positions mean nothing. They look good when they stop them in magazines or they start slow-mowing on television in the middle of a golf tournament, and you got Gary McCord saying, "Oh, yeah, see, look, his golf swing's right here. It should be right here. It's perfect. This position is perfect." There are so many variables. Everybody grips it a little bit different. Their bodies are built a little bit different. Their hands, their arms, their shoulders, their height, everything. It's all different. One static position cannot be the same for every single person. I mean, it will never work, okay? So what you need to understand is that the swing is a kinetic motion. It's one full continuous motion. The golf ball is just in the way of that motion, okay? So when you swing through, I want you to accelerate all the way to the end of your golf swing. You know, I don't want you to go, okay, I'm gonna hit this golf ball and then I'm done. Okay, you see so many people do that, or you see people swing like this and their legs don't move, right? We need this thing needs to be a whole body situation here. We need to like accelerate, we need to turn, we need to go hard all the way to the end of the golf swing. Now, are there nuances? Oh yeah, there's just so many nuances, so many different things that can happen, so many different things, different types of feels that you might have, and that might work for you or might not work for you. For me, I'm showing you how to get at the golf ball. I've just shown you over the last several lessons how to get at the golf ball and make the strike. Now you need to understand that the strike isn't at the bottom of the ball, you know, where the ball's sitting. The strike is much farther after that, okay? You need to get this thing all the way to the end, and you need to, you know, you don't just go like this and then ease off into it, okay? We got to accelerate and get all the way to the end, okay? If we accelerate and get all the way to the end, then everything is going to happen faster down here, and you're going to compress the ball even more because the ball is just in the way of the path of your golf club, okay? So this is really, really important. How does it feel? That's the next question. I've given you the concept, so how does it feel? How does it feel in your left arm? How does it feel in your right arm? In your right hand? Well, let's talk about it, okay? So your left arm goes back, and remember, when we take it back, we turn probably 30-40 degrees here, and the button of the club is still pointing at our belly button. So this is how we get back. We're very quiet hands. We don't do anything until then. So we turn here, and we turn away from the golf ball a little bit, and then from right here, okay, we rotate our left forearm over our right forearm to get the club around into a hitting position, okay? We're turning against the inside of our right knee. Our right hip is allowing to go behind us. Our right shoulder is allowing to go behind us. And the club is going behind us. This gives us the maximum amount of full turn that we can achieve while still staying centered and balanced, okay? So we're getting here, we're rotating up, and we're getting to the back, and from right here, we're screwing down into the ground. Now, how does that feel with your left hand and your left arm? Your left hand and your left arm go here. It's still pointing towards your belly button. They rotate over, right, to get it into the top of the backswing position that's solid. Okay, and then as we screw down in, remember I'm pushing my right arm is pushing my right elbow underneath my sternum, right here, to get the club ahead. So we're going here, and now we're in this position where I've rotated my hips, my hands are ahead, okay, and my left hand kind of looks like this. From here, you're going to feel like you're hitting the golf ball with the back of your left hand. See this logo here? You see this logo on the back of your glove? You're going to feel like you're hitting the ball with this logo. I want you to feel like you're hitting it with the back of your left hand. But I also want you to feel like you're hitting it with the palm of your right hand, which I'll get to in just a second. So we're here, we're screwing down in, the club is out in front of us because I shoved my elbow into here, into this position, and then we're hitting with the back of our left hand and continuing to move off over here to the left, and we're still accelerating the back of our left hand through the ball and accelerating the club around our neck to finish the golf swing, okay? You might say that we're accelerating it to the left all the way around our body again, okay? That's what you want to feel with your left hand and your left arm. Now how about your right hand and your right arm? Same type of thing. We're going back here. We're still holding, the butt end of the club is still at our belly button. When we turn, we're just turning our shoulders against our right knee, right? Pulling our hip behind us. We rotate up and we get into this position with our right arm, our right hand. Our right arm and our right hand then feel like almost like a waiter tray, okay? Like the club is pointing upward and our hand is pointed upward, excuse me. And then from here, once we get to a full backswing, we're twisting, right? Twisting and sitting, right? This is the pivot. And as we do this, we're shoving our right elbow underneath our sternum, okay? Now look, your right hand will be facing forward towards the golf ball when this happens. This is okay. It feels like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna hit the ball right. You're gonna be fine, okay? Because then we're going to apply the hit. I'm gonna show you how, okay? So your right arm travels in, it goes here, it we rotate over with our right forearm over our left forearm, and then as we twist down through, we shove this in front of us, like this, okay? And then we go ahead, as we're going through, pointing the golf club down to apply the hit. Bang, 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 okay? Looks like this, bang. Our left hand hits, our right hand extends, and we get to this point where we hit, extend all the way through, right? So now we're 2-3 feet in front of the golf ball, okay? As we continue to turn over to our left with full extension to finish the golf swing. Most important part of all of this, these positions are important, right? To kind of come down in the right way. But the most important part is that you accelerate. You must accelerate. Do not slow down. No, I don't want to see this. You know, I don't want to see that. Okay? I want to see, when you go through, I want to see you get there. All right? Because you got to swing through this golf ball so that you can get your maximum amount of power and accuracy. If you start slowing down at any point in your golf swing, you know, on the way to it or anything like that, you're in trouble, because every single time you swing, it's going to be different. You don't know the exact amount of how much slowdown or how much speed up there is. I just want you to speed up all the way through. Now look, that doesn't mean swing as hard as you can all the time. That's not what I'm talking about. Look, you can swing 50% and still speed up all the way through, or you can spin, 70% and speed up, faster, but always be going forward faster all the way to the end of the golf swing than wherever the club was right before that. The club must move faster, okay? This is imperative, absolutely imperative. It will change your life as far as ball striking is concerned, okay? Now, the last part of this is I've shown you how your right arm feels in your back of your left hand, your palm of your right hand and how that feels, and then the extension right through the impact area. Now, your head. Your head must stay in the golf swing. When you start to screw down in, your head has to stay in and behind, looking at that 4 o'clock position on the golf ball. Now, you've heard me talk about this before in other lessons. When I look at the golf ball, 12 o'clock up here, 6 o'clock over here, 4 o'clock is kind of the back inside right of the golf ball if you're a right-hander, okay? And this is where you want to hit the golf ball, okay? So you want to be in this position where you're here, where you see that, okay? And you can see how, as I go through, my head kind of drops down. You see that in a lot of good tour players. So we go here, and we're seeing this, and then from right here, we're going to continue to accelerate through that area all the way through while our head stays here until our right shoulder hits the right side of our chin and yanks us out. And when it does that, get out. Stand up. Take the pressure off your lower back, okay? Don't sit in there and try to create some reverse C or super side bend. You've already got super side bend with the way I'm having you swing by twisting down into the ground with your body to start your downswing. So you don't need any more of that. You don't need to hold on here forever. You need to get through it. Once your shoulder gets this chin and pulls you out, get out. Don't try to hurt your neck and stay there, okay? But accelerate, accelerate. So we've talked about how our left arm works, how our right arm works, and where our head has to be through this impact area, and how to get to the finish. Okay, it should look something like this. We're going to go back here, we're going to turn against our right knee, we're going to get back to the back, we're going to screw down into the ground, we're going to make sure that our head stays in position, we're going to hit with the back of our left hand and release with our palm here, and continue to rotate over here to the finish. So it should sound and look something like this. Okay? And we'll do that one more time. Try to get a little bit better sound there than that one, but that's kind of like how it's going to be. So you're going to hear, right? Driving it all the way through to the left and accelerating. Okay? You can hear it. You can just hear the compression. I mean, it's beastly. It's wonderful. You're going to really, really like it. I know there's going to be a lot of questions here. Give me a holler, make comments down below. I'd love to hear what you have to think about it, what you have to say about it. But trust me, if you learn to do this right, your ball striking will improve dramatically. I mean, absolutely dramatically. And you will start to level up very, very quickly. So until next time, I'm Carey Hodsden, PGA at X Golf Chesapeake. Hit 'em long and straight, and I'll see you soon.